Hey everyone, this is Wingspan TT, and if you're watching, you know what time it is. It's time for Duels of the Planeswalkers 2013. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. Instead of going through the deck manager, because I've already gone through all the decks account, I just want to show you guys what's in this game. And of course, this is the demo build, so it's very possible there's more in the final game, probably not less. But let's just see what's in here to start. So we'll just first go over to help and options, how to play. I don't need to see that. I will click it so you just get a general idea of what's in here. You know, it explains the basic if you're new to Magic, blah blah blah, the colors of Magic. I've always been partial blue-red myself, ever since my first deck ever, actually. Here they explain the stack. This is actually very good. This is very good, and I actually am not too familiar with Plane Chase. I have not, I've never played Plane Chase, so this is interesting, but we will get to that more later. How to play. An actual tutorial to take you through the game. We got a cute little robot there that'll, I assume, kill you. Settings, let's look at the settings. Difficulty, I have it set on the hardest. Display hints, I don't need those. It's going to take the tips off. Sound looks pretty good. You can turn voice comm on and off, at least in the PC version, so you can talk to your opponents over the mic. Graphics, there we go. Nothing crazy. I have it pretty set up here, but it's not like this game is that graphics intensive. Zoom played cards, not necessary for me. I don't need combat animation. I don't need simplified targeting, and I always filter my hand by mana cost first, so I get a quick look at what can I play this turn and what can't I play this turn. Advanced settings, hold priority, yes please, always hold. If you're an advanced player, you always want to hold priority, and in most cases, you just always want to hold this. There's no reason to not hold priority. This allows you to make more complicated, powerful decisions throughout the game. Browse entire library. I do actually leave this off usually because it just saves me a lot of time to not browse the entire library. So some people like this so you can see what cards are still left in your library, but generally you should know what cards are in your library. Auto assign damage, nope. Auto resolution, nope. And enable premium card foils. I guess this doesn't really matter. I might as well leave it so I can see which people actually spent lots of money on foils. Controls, coming in here. Pause, up, left. Okay, this is all pretty basic stuff. Zoom in and out, 1. Continue, tab, view more card information, F1. This was good because I actually had no clue what the button was before. This is a bunch of other stuff. Text chat, voice chat, cancel actions. Manual mana tapping has been added to the game, and now it is left control. So this is important. Now, if you have a multicolored deck and you want to manually control which lands tap to be able to play it, you can hit the control function, and I believe it's the left analog stick on Xbox and PlayStation, in order to change which lands tap for the mana cost of your spell. So it's when you're hovering over a spell before you cast it, you can press this button essentially to not get mana screwed like you could in the previous Duels of the Planeswalkers game. View last actions, I guess there's a log probably of the last thing that happened. Toggle free selection, blah 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 blah. Here we go, this is great. Last played card, it's just showing you what's going on here. Aerial view, great. Oh, look at this. You can now draw a selection box to select multiple cards at once. I don't know if you could do that in the previous Duels of Planeswalkers, but if you could, I really had no clue. And we can watch the credits. I don't care who made this game. Leaderboards, I assume this doesn't work now, but that's actually a pretty cool picture for that. Achievements. I doubt these are going to work now because this isn't a real game. Nope, it doesn't look like it's going to load. No, it's not going to happen. People are trying to talk to me. I'll get back to you guys later. How do I actually close this? Damn. There we go. Alright, deck manager. We already looked at player status. This is new. So you see here it shows your name, the thing you picked. This is going to kind of show you your mana alignment once you played more games. So everyone's always like, I'm more of a white-red player, I'm more of a green-black player, I'm more of a blue player. You're going to see that here. You're going to see most damage done turn, your highest life total, most creatures in play, highest power creatures controlled. Some interesting stats. Some people like to compare this here. You can choose what avatar you want to have. There's going to be other promotional unlocks, but this is not in the demo version. Achievements, not in the demo version. Although you can see what they are, alright? Enter the deck. A lot of these are really simple. Solve a single challenge, cast a mythic rare, win a... Okay, yeah. None of these are too cool. Unlock a card for each of the 10 different decks. Unlock 30 cards for one deck. So, obviously, there are way more than 5 unlocks that you've seen in my previews here. There's going to be at least 30 cards unlocked for each deck, which is actually pretty huge. You could change the entire deck with 30 unlocks. And you're going to see some noobs online with like 100 cards in their deck. So there you go. Leaderboards, and this will show your ranking, I'm sure, once that comes back. We have multiplayer, which is not available here. Custom game, where you can play against the computers. Extra is not available here. I don't know what coming soon is going to be. And exit the game. Now let's jump into the campaign. Sorry about that. And we'll see what the campaign has to offer us. Here, and I believe I left it like this last time. Here's the challenges, and you see they're a little different than last time, so they kind of go in a linear order. We kind of unlock them like this. So I guess this is just going to be where you unlock the challenges. We see there's the normal campaign, Revenge, where you're going to play against the same people, only at higher difficulty, and Plane Chase, which I guess is locked. I don't know what you have to do to unlock it. You probably have to beat Campaign of Revenge first. So let's just jump into the campaign, and we're going to fight Talrand here and see if we can unlock a new deck. And, you know, the red deck's a little boring because it's so similar to previous red decks, so let's see how Celestial Light plays out. We'll just start the duel. The duel, Yugi. It just reminds me of that. Not that I really watched Yugi, though, but it just had this cool vibe to it. So you'll see here, I was not given the option mulligan, and again, I don't know if that's something that's just in the demo version or not. Just play planes, not like I have an option, just pass the timer. La 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 la, you still have all the weird zoom options, although I don't remember how they work exactly. Let's see what we got in my hand. Divine Favor, Lone Missionary, haha, Missionary, and Core Cartographer. Talrand is taking sweet time. He played a 0-4 guy. I'm very afraid. But I'm going to draw my Lone Missionary to play, gain some life, and move things along. Now, one thing that I have noticed in this game, and it's not going to be very easy to show you with the white deck, or he might show it off with the blue deck, is there actually is an end step now. So the end step is real. It is not illusory like it was before. It's not just part of the combat phase. Oh, look, he actually got mana screwed. That's kind of weird. Sleight of hand, great card. So if you play a card during the end step now, you play an instant or ability. Oh, he didn't. He's just waiting. If you play an instant or ability in the end step, your opponents are not going to be able to react to it. So that's cool. It's an actual end step now. So we're going to attack. And this is kind of cool. You got this little circle. Instead of the circle of life, this is a circle of death. So I don't know if Mufasa would be very keen about that. I don't even know why I attacked. I just did it. It was just on instinct. And we're going to drop another... What do we have here? If you gain upkeep, you gain 1 life. I'd rather get the creatures into play first, get some damage. People will be like, well, Wing, you can get the 1 life every turn. Like, there's no point in getting this into play now. There's absolutely no point. I'd rather get the damage on the board. Now I can get 2 damage on the board every turn. Now he's on 10 turn clock, because he has to take 2 damage a turn. So if he can't change things, he's going to die in 10 turns. Okay, that's bad news. This is a very powerful card. Let's look at this. Ring of Evos Isle 2. You can equip a creature for 1, and you can give it hexproof, and it gets +1/+1 counters all the time. So it's actually, this thing is going to get lots of counters. So immediately that's not going to be an issue, but it will become an issue very quickly. Now, I can drop this into play. I can drop both of these things into play. I can buff one of these guys. He's just going to block it, though. Or I can drop this into play, kind of accelerate my mana. Gonna search my library for a Plains card, put it into play, and then hopefully get something like this out sooner. Not that that's my favorite card or anything. But first I'm going to attack, just to put the pressure on him. I know the computer is not here, like, shaking in its boots. It doesn't have boots. It doesn't have digital boots. It didn't go to DSW or Sears or anywhere to pick up boots. And it's very hard to find shoes that you actually want at DSW. I mean, they have good deals sometimes, but I don't know what to say. Usually you end up going to bargain bin. There's nothing you really like there. You end up picking some Skechers just because, you know, Skechers, not great, not terrible, but whatever. Alright, this thing's just going to get continually large, which is going to be very worrisome. Kraken Hatchling, at least I know he doesn't have any mana to give this thing. He has no mana to counter. He's not going to be countering. He does have a 1/5 now, so I can't safely attack with these guys. Alright, this thing enters the battlefield. I gain 3 life. It's 3/3. I could be in a lot of trouble, though. This could be very troubling. Alright, let's see. Yeah, let's just get the 3/3 into play. That way, if I buff this thing up, it's going to be a little scarier. And see if we can just get him to attack. But I'm obviously not going to attack with these guys this turn. It's not worth just getting a small amount of damage. I do have the life gain, so I do have the option to possibly win with my win conditions, my life gain win conditions, and there are other cards in this deck that are going to give you options when you have more life. Right now I'm sitting at 31, one of my favorite numbers, because as you may or may not know, I did have Golden Wrench number 31 in Team Fortress 2, and I deleted it on August 31st after we raised $31,000 for Child's Play charity. So 31, great number all around. I consider my lucky online number. He's leaving this thing behind as a blocker, and he's going to be pumping this thing. So now this is getting a little bit dangerous. It's getting scary. So he's got a 2/6 blocker now. I can't really do anything about that. I can drop Divine Favor on this thing to make it a 3/5 creature, so I can attack with both of these. I guess I don't really have any better plays this turn, so might as well drop this in. 3/5 creature. Attack with both of these and get 3 damage through. And I could actually attack with everything in the hopes of just getting a little extra damage through. He could block, but then he's going to take 6 damage. So you know what? I'm actually going to do that. That's my prerogative. I'm going to attack, just try to chip him in through the damage. If he's smart, he'll block one of the weaker ones. Good. But then I'll get this damage through. In the interim, I'm going to cast this. And if I can get another 6 damage through next turn, that's all the better, okay? Because then he's going to be 4 life, and hopefully soon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I can be casting Celestial Force. Of course, he's got plenty of land now to counter. He's going to be attacking with 4/2 creature, which he can give hexproof at any time, so I can't really stop that. Hopefully I'll be able to draw a card to destroy this artifact, but I have plenty of time. 27 life, he's attacking me for 4 a turn. Make that 28 life, so I have 7 turns. So, okay, this is 3 for 2/2. So, I could just cast this right at the bat, but I'm just going to suicide attack with everything again, hopefully deal 6 damage. Just edge him through, because he is getting the card advantage. He is getting the card advantage of whittling me down, but then next turn, he's just going to have to take 3 damage. So now he's at 4. Now I'm going to cast the Skyguard, see if he counters it. Nope. I gain 2 life, and now I'm on an 8-turn clock, and I have a flying blocker. So now I can actually block his 4/2. Except now I can't, because now it's a 5/3. But if he wants to attack me, he's going to be leaving himself open in the air. I don't know if he's going to attack. I feel like he's not. Nope. Good. So now if I attack with just both of these things, he can only block 1. This thing I believe can only block creatures flying. Yep. So he'll have to take 3 damage. I'll have 7 on the board. But yeah, let's just attack. That'll leave him at 1 life, unless it's possible he has a trick on his sleeve, and if you guys haven't figured this out already, this means he has 2 cards in hand. So he could definitely have a combat trick that's going to screw me over. Let's see what happens. He's just going to block one of these guys. No combat tricks. He's at 1 life. And one thing I would never do against a human player, but I definitely do against a computer, is just play every land in my hand. Now against a human player, this is downside, because now a human knows I only have 1 card in my hand. They know that I could only possibly have 1 trick. And do I really need that 7th land? In this case, yes, but you don't always need all those lands. Actually, I have no clue what this card is. Turn target. Okay, it goes back to my hand. Alright, sorry. What? No, stop. Alright. Alright, so this guy's back in my hand. So that actually does buy him a turn. He won't die next turn now. And if I draw an 8th card, an 8th land, I could cast this, right? But I just have a feeling that he's sitting on a counterspell with 2 cards in hand. And I don't need this to win. So I'm not going to risk my scary card. I just want to see if he cancels it. Nope. Okay. And I'm actually going to be able to fetch another land, which is great. I don't need the extra life now anyway. Be able to fetch another land. You know, it'd be so terrifying if I cast this thing and then he replicated it and got his own. Just would not be able to deal with that. Anyway, like what I was saying is, right now, if he were a human player, he would know I have 1 card in hand. And before, when this was in my hand, he knew that this was one of the 2 cards in my hand. Alright, so now he's got the Scary Rune Wand, but he is tapped out. So I know it is totally safe to attack. And actually, that was a terrible play on his part. He's going to attack with 7/5. There's absolutely no reason for me to block this. I have 32 life. Some people would block right now. There's no reason to block. Just take the damage. It's not giving him card advantage or anything. And he can't win now. I'm definitely going to win. So I'm just going to play the Celestial Force just because it's a cool, meaty card. It's a fun card. I'm just going to attack with everything. Drop my planes. And that's pretty much it. So everyone, I hope you enjoyed this match. You can see a little bit about how this works. It's pretty much identical to the previous games in terms of gameplay, except there is a real end step now. There may or may not be a mulligan, but that's basically it. These decks are cool. To me, these decks feel balanced, but obviously if they have 30 unlocks, they're going to be very, very different than what you see here. And there we go. Wingspan TT from Top Tier Tactics. That's what that stands for. Wins. You can't spell wingspan without wins. And I got the Felidar Sovereign. I unlocked the Crossroads deck. And I got a new avatar. I feel like a winner. Everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll come back next time to see more videos. And I hope you'll stop at TopTierTactics.com to see the articles that I and my other writers have written. So thank you very much for watching. And I'll catch you next time.